All right, we got Coach Childress. Oh, it's just Travis. Travis, go ahead and get us started.
Gotcha. Thanks, Coach. Yeah, so big series coming up here this weekend. What can you expect from the Rebels, and what do y'all hope to kind of accomplish in the series?
Well, Ole Miss is a very complete team, and they have two outstanding starting pitchers in Hoglund and Nikhazy, and they're very tough to deal with. We're going to have to do a great job of getting to their bullpen as quick as we can do that. Offensively, they're very left-handed, very similar to the last three lineups we faced each of the last 3 weeks, and we're going to have to do a great job of slowing them down. Offensively, they lead the SEC in batting average. We're going to have to be much stingier than we've been the last couple of weeks. I think in terms of the free base runner, if we can do that, then we're going to have a shot in each and every game.
Yeah, I know in the past couple of weeks, just walks and hit batters have kind of been the bugaboo through conference play. Where do you think that kind of came from? Because it wasn't necessarily a huge issue during non-conference, and it kind of reared its ugly head during conference play.
Well, it's a significant difference when you start talking about non-conference versus conference play. We're at 3.95 strikeouts to 1, and non-conference play 1.95 strikeouts to a walk in conference play. And we did talk about that yesterday, address that from the standpoint, are we trying to avoid contact, or we're hunting a strikeout, trying to be perfect rather than we can give up a couple of hits an inning and still avoid a crooked number. It's the walk, it's the hit batter, it's the double that ends up with a crooked number, much like last night in the first inning. So that's something that we're not asking them to do something they haven't done, they're not capable of. It's about getting back to that here in the last 9 games of the regular season.
Do you think that comes from, I know y'all have had such success with your pitching stats in years past, and guys who are power pitchers can throw strikeouts. Do you think that there's just kind of a standard that had been set up with how good the pitching has been, that you got to rack up the strikeouts?
Well, we're still second or third in the SEC in strikeouts, and we do have guys that can strike you out, but we also have a collection of guys that can throw it over the plate and induce contact early, and starters that need to get us deeper in the game as a result of inducing contact early. And those are the things that we must get back to, given an opportunity to get to the conference tournament to the postseason.
Thanks, Coach.
Are you at home?
I am. I'm covering soccer while doing this at the same time.
How we doing?
1-1. We're just 20 minutes in.
Hey, Coach, there's a game like yesterday where you guys got down early, came back, and showed a lot of fight in the late innings with that rally. Is that maybe the momentum you guys need to kind of right the ship with some of these SEC series?
Well, it's certainly an energy gathering win for us. I mean, to be down 4-0 in the sixth and to come back and finish the way we did offensively and on the mound, certainly that gathers a lot of momentum and makes the bus ride home a little bit shorter, and practice today that much better. So that's something we certainly need to build on. And the bullpen, like I said, did a wonderful job, 8 innings of relief, and we came off the bench with some different guys offensively that gave us a charge. We need to start talking about Jordan Thompson and Brian Sturgis and those guys. And, Logan Sartori got a start, was on the barrel twice. Taylor Smith was on the barrel a couple of times. So we got some guys that are itching to play and get in there, and certainly made the most of it last night.
And, you mentioned Taylor Smith and Sartori. Is there any chance we see some minor lineup tweaks heading into this series with Ole Miss?
I would say certainly so, yes. Well, we can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And there'll be some different things you see this weekend, I would expect.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Coach, going off what Mike just asked, obviously lineup changes are one thing, but with your bench coming through for you last night, how much can we expect to see pinch hitters and defensive changes now that the guys are starting to show that they can get it done?
Well, like I said just a second ago, I would expect to see that.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Real quick before you go, rotation gonna look the same?
No, it's not. We'll start dusting signs on Friday, Chris Weber on Saturday. Sunday will be TBA.
Okay.
There's Bryce Miller in the bullpen early in the weekend, given an opportunity. And if we don't, we'll look to start him on Sunday.
Great. Thanks, Coach.
Anything else for Coach?
Yeah, Coach, with the shakeup on the starting rotation, how will you look to get guys like Miller and Detmer in the games this weekend?
Well, the game always dictates the moves that you make. And, Chris Webber is our hottest guy here the last 3 or 4 weeks and has earned the opportunity to be in the rotation. And then once the game starts, that dictates the moves that are made out of the bullpen with, the different guys. Certainly having Bryce in the bullpen early in the weekend gives us another power right-handed arm out of the bullpen, which we desperately need. And he certainly has done that before, so it's not going to be anything new to him. And if we go to him Friday for 3 or 4 outs, I don't see any reason why we couldn't start him on Sunday, given if that's the way the weekend plays out.
Thank you, Coach.
Anything else for Coach? Thanks.
That's fine.
Hey, Austin, what's kind of just what's the vibe of the team? What's kind of the hope what you'll get out of the series coming up against Ole Miss this weekend?
I mean, we're obviously going to want to go out there and sweep, obviously, like we want to do every single series. And it was a big win last night for us, coming back in late after being down. It was we came together as a team, big win, big momentum swing coming into this weekend.
What has the season been like as a position player with some guy with having a deep bench and some guys with some ups and downs, having to maybe kind of fight for your position each and every day?
We're a great team. You might not show it, but we really are an amazing team. We have so many guys and we're so deep, pitching and hitting. And you just got to go out there and bowl every single day. And whenever your name's called, you got to be ready to go in there and do a job to help the team win.
Thanks, man.
Austin, how has it been playing left field for you this year? Obviously not an outfielder by trade. And how has your comfort level grown as the season's gone on?
Definitely a lot more comfortable out there. Working every single day, a lot of reads, doing what I can to just playing positions that the coaches need me to play to help the team succeed. So I'm just going to do what I can. And I'm definitely getting a lot more comfortable out there.
Who on the coaching staff or perhaps teammates have you worked with to, improve your abilities out there in left?
Well, our outfield coach is Coach Seeley. So I've worked with him every single day and he'll come out there and talk to me and work on my reads. And then Ray Alejo is kind of a veteran outfielder. He's been doing it for so long and he's helped me along the way. And those guys really helped me feel comfortable out there.
You mentioned Ray helping you out. What kind of leadership role does he provide and how great has it been to see him have the kind of year that he's had as a senior?
He's awesome. I love Ray. He's coming out there. He's definitely a team guy, going to go out there and do what he can every single day. No matter what happens, he's going to be a team guy. He's going to go play an amazing center fielder. He's definitely the best center fielder that I've ever played with or seen in person. And just being in left with him in center just takes everything, all the stress away, knowing that he's going to cover a lot of ground out there and just be that leader that you need.
Thank you, Austin.
Yeah.
Austin, can you talk about the difference between batting 2 and batting 4? What it's like to bat before Will Frizzell and what it's like to be behind him in the lineup?
Will is definitely. He's had a All-American season. He's hitting so many home runs and stuff. But being behind him, if he gets on base, I had to drive him in, and now it's just, the 2 holes just getting on base for him to drive me in. It's just a flip flop, honestly.
The one thing that Rob has said throughout the season, with Ray getting on, that number 2 hole becomes an RBI spot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Because he's going to be on a lot, Ray, with his speed and just the way he hits the ball. And just being able to either move him or score him is big to help the team succeed.
A couple of hitting streaks for you this season. What is it like being up there when you're on one of those runs like you've been on?
It definitely takes the ease. Once you get to your first hit of the day, it definitely takes the ease off, and knowing that you can go up there and just be comfortable in the box and get the big hit to help your team win, or even hit a little sac fly to score a run to insurance run, just makes it really easy.
How was it playing in Globe Life Field?
Oh, it was literally amazing. It was my first actually professional. I played in AAA fields and minor league ballparks, but that was my first professional league field to ever play in, and it was absolutely breathtaking. It was amazing.
Austin, thank you.
Yep. Anything else for Austin? Great job.
Good job, Bost. Thanks, man.
Next up, we'll have Chandler Jozwiak.
Howdy.
Hey, Chandler. I know we've talked about it a little bit before, but Coach mentioned that it's been a kind of a point of conversation leading in this one. But what's been the difference between the conference and non-conference in your strikeout to walk ratio and with walks and hit batters in those conference games that have kind of issued a few of those free passes as a pitching staff as a whole?
Yeah, we had a pretty long talk as a pitching staff yesterday before the game, before we left to go to Arlington about that. And obviously the numbers against non-conference teams are way better than against conference teams. And, obviously that's going to happen. The numbers are going to be a little bit better non-conference just because the teams we're facing conference, they have their whole lineup is deep. They're all good hitters. They're all, can take the ball out of the ballpark. And in non-conference, they have about 4 or 5 guys that can do it. So I think some guys just, try to be too perfect, too picky with their pitches instead of really attacking and just throwing the ball over the plate. And which happens, especially with younger guys. And I think, we have to be better at just, going right at them, even no matter if it's Ole Miss or, Kentucky, any of those teams, you have to go right at them and force them to beat you with getting hits and with the big hit and not as many walks. We're walking way too many people, and that's why we aren't where we're supposed to be.
When you look at the hit batters, is that more of a product of, like you said, with a better batter up there trying to nibble the inside corner a little bit too much and letting it get away from you, or is that just a focus thing heading into the conference play?
I think the hit batters is more, hit batters mainly come from when we are, like you said, we're trying to go fastball in, and we're not gonna. Our point of emphasis, and we're not going to miss over the plate when we go fastball. Because usually when we're doing that, it's going to be against a bigger guy trying to get under his hands. And if we're going to miss, we're going to miss in and miss near his pants rather than the plate. And, sometimes that it is okay to, nibble that guy. It's going to happen, but we have to lower that as well. And we have to get better at, like throwing strikes, simple as that. Because once we start throwing strikes, we have the talent and the pitchability and the pitchers depth-wise to be a lot better than we have been.
I know Coach said that he's going to go signs Weber and then leave Miller in the pen to come out to have a little bit of bullpen support. What does it mean for y'all to have an arm like that coming out of the pen should you need it?
Oh, it's huge. We've definitely missed him in the bullpen. He was one of the best closers at the beginning of the season last year, and that's what he's known for. And I think it's going to be really special for him to come back and be that guy for us and get back to who he was. And it's going to help us out a lot. A lot of us are building up a lot of innings, getting a little fatigued and to where we're having to work a little bit more than we usually would. So it's going to help out a lot, and we're happy he's back.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Chandler, with the shakeup in the starting rotation, what are those conversations like, and do they involve the entire pitching staff? As everybody's going to have to be all hands on deck on Sunday, and then also to contribute Friday and Saturday.
Well, actually, that was the first time I've heard about Weber starting on Saturday and Bryce coming to the bullpen now. There's been some rumors, but that was the confirmation, I guess. But we haven't really talked about it, but whatever happens. We know we need everybody to be able to win, and we have to win a lot of games now. And we know that, and it's all hands on deck. That means if you haven't had the best season or you haven't had as many innings, you still need to be ready to go, because at any point your name could be called on, and you got to be ready to go, because Ole Miss is a very good hitting team, a very good team all the way around, and we have to be able to throw it over the plate and give our team a chance to win.
Well, I guess now that they kind of surprised you with the news, first reaction, how do you expect your role to possibly change this weekend, if at all?
I don't expect it to change too much, just be ready to go and be that guy to get the momentum and shut the door if I have to. And that's what I'm going to go out there and do, go out there and try to fill it up and be the best I can be no matter what role I'm in.
Thank you, Chandler.
Yes, sir.
Chandler, what you were talking about earlier about making your pitches really comes down to trust, doesn't it?
100%.
that is combination of what Rob is calling, what Mikey or Taylor is putting down as well. You've got to be on that same page the entire time, don't you?
Exactly. You know, we before the games and before weekend series, we get in the lounge with one of our lounges here with the TV and watch video on the team as pitchers and catchers, you know, and we watch every hitter, we watch their barrels from the left and right side, we watch their strikeouts from left and right side. And we also have a scouting report to where they're what they can hit very good, what they're hot on. And you know, what I've learned from freshman year to senior year is when you really focus, when we go into that video and you really read that scouting report and try to learn what these hitters are like, it helps a lot. And it helps when you get on that mound, you know, when I have my ball and when I'm on the mound and, you know, I'm coming set and Chief's calling a pitch, you know, I already have it in mind what he's about to call, what Mikey or Taylor Smith's thinking behind the plate. And it just, the rhythm goes faster. You don't have to think as much and it just becomes a habit. And it makes pitching a lot easier when everybody's on the same page. You know, when you're getting surprised up there, when you're not sure what you're doing and the plan is, it makes it a lot harder out there. And, you know, when everybody's on the same page and you know what the other guy's thinking, what Coach Childress is thinking, what Mikey's thinking, it makes the game a lot easier.
You used a key word there. Rhythm is very important for a pitcher, isn't it?
100%. You know, that's one thing Coach Childress emphasizes throughout the fall and the spring. But, you know, you got to be in not, you know, a quick rhythm, but a good rhythm, because you don't want to get the game sped up on you. And that's a big thing that younger guys get confused is when we say get in a good rhythm, they think they have to speed everything up and go faster. And that's not really what it means. It's just get to a rhythm where, you know, you are feeling nothing can mess you up. Everything's blocked out. It's just you and Mike or you and Taylor behind that plate, and everything's repetitive and you're just going, and that offense has no answer for you. And if they need to, they're going to call times. They're going to try to slow you down. But, you know, even then you're still in that rhythm to where nothing's going to mess you up.
Going back to that trust, when Mikey or Taylor comes out and hands you that baseball, when they hand deliver it, how important is that message they're delivering to you?
Oh, it's huge. You know, me and Mikey are very close. We lived together for almost 3 years while we've been here. And, you know, we're very close. He's one of my best friends. And when he's out there talking to me, somehow he always finds a way to calm me down, relax me a little bit. And, you know, I can't say exactly what he says most of the time, but he always finds a way to get me going. So it's very important that we have that relationship.
What happens when Mikey's walking out and he doesn't have that smile on his face? You know, he's all business.
You know, that's only happened one time. And I think he came out there and tried to be serious with me. And I think I just told him to go back to the plate. You know, usually Mikey's that kind of loose guy that likes people playing loose and puts a smile on your face, so that, you know, that serious Mike doesn't happen too often.
Let me finish on an up note then. One thing I've really enjoyed watching from Mikey is, let's say an 0-2 pitch that hits his glove and it's not a strike, but he gives you that point saying you made that right pitch. What does that mean to a pitcher?
It means a lot. You know, I mean, you like that from a catcher to hype you up and give you that motivation and that encouragement, because it's just going to go into the next pitch and, you know, make you feel more confident that you did make that pitch. You just didn't get it. You know, Mikey made a mistake, which is going to happen, but, you know, you have that ability to make it again. And, you know, it definitely helps out a lot.
Chandler, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Thanks
Thanks.
and gig 'em.
Thanks, guys.
You're so professional, Chandler. Oh my